TIFU by breaking my foot because I flicked my bean NSFW. NSWFTLDR at the bottom posting on mobile. This happened a couple of days ago. So I was in the mood and had the whole house to myself and decided to be adventurous and masturbate on the living room couch instead of in the bedroom. I shut the curtains, disrobed, pulled up my porn website of choice and settled on doing the deed doggy style on the couch even though it was a little uncomfortable for my legs. It didn't seem like a problem at that point. That's where I foo. In the middle of my climax, what I later found out to be a solicitor knocked at my door. I was startled and thought it may have been a family or friend and quickly stood up to put my clothes back on. As I went to take a step, I realized I couldn't feel my foot or lower leg at all, but it was too late. My foot was flaccid, and the rest of my body jolted forward and stepped down with all of my weight on the top of my left foot while still standing. Other than childbirth, it was the most excruciating pain I have ever experienced. 20 minutes passed and here I was naked and sobbing on my living room floor, unable to place weight on the foot to reach my phone, only a couple of feet away when my husband arrived home from work. A couple hours and an emergency room visit later, I have a fractured fifth metatarsal. I'm not sure if I'm more upset about my broken foot or the interrupted orgasm. TLDR, masturbating led to my leg going numb, which led to me breaking my foot when I tried to walk. Edit spelling. TIFU by exposing myself to my wife's friend. This happened on Friday and I am just now able to relieve it without experiencing Tourette-like outbursts of random noises and profanity from my extreme discomfort from the embarrassment. I am sitting on the toilet in the downstairs bathroom, which is right by the front door of our house. I have the door mostly closed but it's not latched. Doorbell rings. My wife answers it. It's her friend Jen. Jen comes in the house. I should mention that Jen is a friend/neighbor we've known for just under a year and I don't really know her that well, which for me makes this worse. I am just finishing up getting ready to wipe. I pull on the first piece of toilet paper and as the toilet paper unrolls, this big and very fast spider comes running from behind the roll, brushing against my hand. Instinctively I jump up and away from this spider. As I do this, the door to the bathroom opens. There's Jen. We both scream me because my fight or flight, in this case flight, response automatically kicks in from my lizard brain, thinking I am getting attacked by this spider, and Jen seeing her friend's husband with his pants and underwear down between his legs leaping toward her screaming. A lot of apologies and light uncomfortable laughter afterwards, and I haven't slept well since. TLDR TIFU by exposing myself to my wife's friend when I jumped from a spider while sitting on the toilet right when my wife's friend walked into the bathroom. TIFU by having sex with my ex. Note: didn't happen today but rather a few months ago. If barely healed up. TLDR at bottom. Well, first time sharing this story or any story. I'll skip the whys and the background information since it's irrelevant. Apologize for any mistakes I am on my phone. Throwaway account because I don't want my friends/family knowing what happened to me. Anyways, my ex, call her Anna, texts me and wants to come over, do the diddly since I rejected her offer of getting back together. Now I've been seeing someone else, call her Emma cause I love Emma Watson, but Emma hasn't given any sign of us being a thing, so I am going through a dry spell. I decide why not and invite Anna. Skipping to when I am doing the move I learned from my dog, kids call it doggy style. When I get a message from Emma, I stop, tell Anna I gotta answer this, and answer the text. Anna asks about who that is and told her, your replacement, in a stern voice, cause that was our thing, the whole DOM/sub shit. That was the mistake. Because after we got to 69, she started digging her nails into my inner thighs, but I didn't pay much attention. She always dug her nails into my back, but what bothered me was when she bit my sausage. Not a fun light bite, like legit trying to eat a fucking sausage bite. I legit yeeted her off of me and saw what she did to me. I was bleeding from my poor pseudo and all on my legs she scratched her name. I screamed at her WTF, she screamed back that what I get. I grab bed sheets, towels, whatever I could to contain my bleeding while she grabs her shit and drives away. I remember my mother once told me to put turmeric on cuts, so I marinate my meat in it. Once the bleeding stopped for a bit and the burning cools off, I drive to the ER 2 minutes away from my house. Ended up getting 4 stitches on my meat and ended up getting friend-zoned by Emma cause she thought I was not into her when I had to cancel all our plans due to me being unable to walk properly. TLDR invited X for sex, told her I was interested in a new chick, she bit my dick, had to get stitches. Edit. Since most of the comments are reiterations of the same thing, I'll answer it up here. One replacement, I left out some parts because I thought they were irrelevant, but guess not. When we were together we would role-play this type of stuff. Me cheating on her, she cheating on me. It was a thing we did often. 2 Texting during sex, again I work and constantly get messages. She knows this. IVE text during the highs of sex and during the lows of sex. 3 Police, really hard to explain. It's more of a cultural issue embedded into Asian, at least Pakistani side society. We tend to hide sexual assaults. Plus our moms are besties, they would find out we are no longer pure and whatnot. The 2 would fight and my relationship with my family would break. I moved out for a little freedom and personal space, Asian Redditors will understand, but told my mom I am doing it cause work would be close to new place. So, all in all, I should VE called the cops, but that would VE ruined my relationship with my family. For Pseudo? It's a Pokemon. I apologize for the horrible jokes in this story. I have just completely healed up, being able to piss without worry, going back to work without having any sort of bandage on my dick. My coping mechanism in life is making shitty jokes instead of crying, which I have done plenty of already. So for my shitty jokes, sorry, I am not a comedian. TIFU by inviting my entire office to join me for my Brazilian hair removal session. So I have been traveling a lot recently, which has led me to reschedule my Brazilian IPL appointment a few times. It was supposed to be this Thursday, but I had to shift it to the week after because I have a last-minute work trip. Not wanting to limit myself to only evening appointments, I asked for the next available lunchtime appointment as my workplace is pretty close to the parlor. Appointment was booked for the following Monday, at 1 p.m., technically after lunch hour, but office is pretty chill and I quickly saved the appointment on my Google Calendar. We use it for work and marked it as private, so people won't book meetings during that time. All's good, no issues. Out of habit I saved the appointment to my personal iPhone calendar, as well, even though technically I have my work Google Calendar synced to the iPhone calendar app as well. A minute or 2 later, I start seeing multiple out-of-office notification emails popping up on my computer. Something is wrong. I get nervous. I certainly didn't email these people. What the hell did I send out? Moments later, my colleagues, still in the office, it was after work, start asking me why I have invited them to my Brazilian IPL appointment, joking that they would love to come. Panicked, I check my Google Calendar and see that I managed to invite the whole fucking regional office to my appointment. This includes bosses and people from other offices around the region. Immediate cancellation of said appointment ensues, but the damage is done. Every appointment sent or cancelled sends out an email to the invited guests with no way to recall it. Emotionally, I was just really freaking embarrassed and confused as to how I even managed to send out a Google Calendar invite via the regular calendar app, didn't even know it was possible. Turns out when I was filling out the title I made a typo and accidentally clicked one of the auto suggestions for a past meeting. And it just so happened that it was for a weekly mass group sharing session. The event details page then auto-switched to my work calendar from my personal one and auto-included the meeting room location, which doubles as a distribution list for the whole office. I didn't realize this and just amended the title from the auto-populated event to Brazilian IPL and hit save. A part of me has officially died from the embarrassment. Not looking forward to the rest of my colleagues checking their emails tomorrow morning. TLDR accidentally sent out an invite for my Brazilian hair removal appointment to the whole regional office while trying to save it on my personal private calendar without realizing. People were disappointed it was cancelled. TIFU NSFW dildo cookout. This happened about 25 years. Just found this sub and want to tell the story. I was about 12 or 13 years old and it was summer break. My best friend lived across the street. Well, he was apparently home alone and searching through his mom's stuff for some reason when he happened upon her toys. We had a clubhouse in my backyard that was pretty much a shed. We hung out there our whole teenage years. Well, being 13 years old, here he comes through my backyard with this big 10, 12-inch long dildo flopping around out of his fly. It was funny as hell and we had a lot of laughs out of it. Well, like young kids do, we moved on and found something else to do the rest of the day. A few hours had passed and the next door neighbor was having a cookout/family get-together. They have a large, extended family and they were all there, probably close to 20 people. They invited all of us neighborhood kids over for some hot dogs and burgers as well. Everyone was having a good time and enjoying themselves. Well, here comes my dog right through the middle of all the people and festivities with this big rubber cock in her mouth flopping around. She didn't just make one pass through, she went round and round through everyone. You should have heard the gasp and yells. Oh my lord, what that dog got. TL drive dog ran through cookout with dildo in its mouth.